Assalamualaikum. My name is Nabilah Amirah binti Azha and my partner name Farah Nabihah binti Ramlan. We are from 2 BEEC S1/2. We are going to present Lab 2 Array in Data Structure. For section 1, we are given the code where we need to compile and run it. Okay, from this code, we are given the array with the size of 5 and we will display it. After that, we are going to put a new element inside the array and increase the size. Okay, after that, it will display a new array like this. And then we are needed to change the code so that it will enable us to insert the element in the position 2 and after that delete it so that it will become the original array. And this is our code. This is the original array. This is the array after the insertion at the position 2. And this is the array after deletion where it will become the original array. After that, we are given, for section 2, just like before, we are given the code for, and then we're given the code and then we need to compile and run it. Okay, for this code, we are given array named this two-dimensional array with the size of 3 row and 4 column. In here, it will run and after that, it will need a user to input the value for each element. And then just like before, we need to add a few code so that it will display the final output in the form of metric. Okay, this is the code where we will look the output for the first row with the 5 element and use the /t or tab to make it in the form of metric. User need to input their value 15 times and then it will display the output just like the metric. After that, my partner will explain for question number 3 and question number 4.
In question section 3, which is dynamic array, we need to run the program code in the code block just like this. And then we need to explain the code in dynamic array. So this is the output when we run the program. The code, which is the class object name full, pass the value 5 to the constructor class full and initialize the value 5 for variable array size. And then the program then use the print array function, which is to print the value of the array on each element and display the size of array. After that, using full change size command, it call the change size in array size function to change the value of the array size. Then, and just like before this, we pass the value from class object name full, pass the new value 10 to the constructor class full and initialize the value 10 for a new variable array size. After that, then the program will use the print array function to print the value of the array on each element and display the size of the array. For the question number 5, we need to explain different between static array and dynamic array. Static array, we know that array for which the size of length is determined when the array is created and allocated, while dynamic array, which is random access variable size, is data structure that allow element to be added or removed. Second, allocated memory at compile time, while the dynamic array memory is allocated at runtime. After that, in question section 4, we need to write a program based on following instruction. For the first instruction, we need to declare two dynamic array, which is in array and out array. After that, we need to determine the size of array. We need to determine the size of array, which is we need to user to enter the array size. After that, object S4 will pass the value of size into class section sec4, and then in line 10. And then in line 10, the constructor will receive the value from object S4, and then in line 13, the size of in array are declared. Okay. And then after that, the user will need to input value of each element. Okay, and then the comment in the line 31, which is the user will, which is the comment will copy the element of in array to the out array. After that, for the display, the output array, pop-up array, which is in 2 line comment, as which is will display the output of in array and out array. And then after that, the destructor will delete the array, which is in line 36 until 39. That's all. Thank you.